Hello. I'm going to do a review of Miska Lamberg's album Evening Window on Dragon's Eye Recordings, which, if you've seen the album cover, this feels like a good sky beneath which to do a review of this record. I've had some lovely listens to this record over the past week. It's the kind of album that really falls into dialogue with whichever space you're in and changes the hue of it slightly. I got the bus home after the cinema and I was like the last one on the bus at one point as it quietly trundled through the dark, and this album was playing on my headphones and it just felt like the last bus in the world. I mean, there's a field recording near the beginning. You've got like the sound of persistent rain, and then an automated voice comes in that at one point says, "Dear customers, the self-service hours have begun. If you want to stay in the library, you must log in. The self-service hours have begun." So it feels like being plunged into a space which was formerly illuminated and inhabited and is now maybe just you in a dimly lit library, surrounded by this accumulation of human knowledge with no one really left to read it. So there's the sense of being in the advent of some huge change. And maybe it's not an objectively huge cataclysm. It's not necessarily something apocalyptic. I mean, the record definitely has that vibe of being in this kind of eternal flat line at the end of history, but perhaps it's just a change on a personal level, which isn't even bad. It's just maybe something that you struggle to adjust to. Central to the record are these loops of melody that sound like they've been sampled or constructed from the sounds of an orchestra. And the melodies are these really slow, kind of grim, beautiful cycles that just loop over, 5 to 8 minutes. And the field recordings die away. And at some points, you're just there in the midst of these cycling smears of sound that are just shadows of their former opulence, their former grandeur. It almost feels like walking around the edges of a shipwreck, where you've got the stillness of the boat, but at the same time, it's still imbued with its former drama, like the actual catastrophe itself seems to still be residing within this structure. These are like trapped currents of the former time, just circulating through these spaces which have irreparably changed and that you can't get back to. It's a really haunting, really kind of grim record that feels trapped within linear time. There's no way to turn around and go back. Everything has changed. One track near the end has this really quite cruel moment of near salvation. The loop breaks out into this kind of semi-hopeful cadence for a second, and then it disappears. It's like the one little glint that you get of maybe things might be better again. I think it's a beautiful record. I think the title is great. It's evening, window, so you're forced to sort of dwell in that space after evening for just a moment, this prolonged onsetting melancholy. You are pondering that transition into gloomier hues and sadness. Gorgeous. Please do check it out.